Okay, what's up, everybody? Today is my message is this, based on, trust information. Don't get me wrong. Today is so much trust information that's circulating around through the different channels of the World Wide Web site. You know what I'm saying? The Internet of Things. And like I say, it's a lot of guys that look like us now that actually know it and apply it and using it. And most important, monetize it against, different things, did it with your privacy rights and your taxation and things of that nature. And, unfortunately, I just want to put one thing on the table so y'all could correctly understand it more better. And I'm not taking none from other guys that actually know it, right? It's just that what I had learned over my journey and my applying it through my situation I was in. And like I'll make you know, if y'all don't know this, the guys that y'all be seeing that they consider the sovereign citizens, well, that's not a real word. That's what they title people under that's practically constitutional rights and understanding what's really going on in the privacy sectors of different things, right? So it's nothing wrong with doing this, but they'll try to, do certain things to throw propaganda over things that may be true, and some dudes may not know what they're doing, and so far and so on. Well, by me learning from that angle, was able to, not become so much like the guy they consider burnt out, where that's all they knew, and kind of like understanding how to, use it as a hybrid, understand from the private to the public, how to operate on both sides of the rims as an agent. You would say, one thing I did discover about the trust is this: you got to understand the bank have two sectors of it. They have what is called a general account, and they have like we call it a special and private side of the bank, which is like a Chinese wall, this thing. And ECO is controlling the bank. They mostly had to say so over, both departments. But well, you probably noticed already, we're using public funds, which is fiat currency that's, printed through the U.S. government, that's authorized and controlled through the Federal Reserve, banking system, private bankers, of the international system. You heard the story of the Rothschilds and Warburns and, so far, so all that took control of the monetary system over the centuries ago and things. Well, that's the public fund, that's debt obligation. So pretty much all money in circulation is debt obligation. So when people say they want to be debt free, nothing wrong with being debt free on one layer of it, but the overall view is the money that you're using is still going to be a debt currency. So you got to understand the monetary part of actually know how to use this system in your best interest, in your favor, to favor you. So with that being said, that's the public debt that we're circulating, right? That's where the $29-30 trillion came into place over all the years. The more they create money through loans and city fees and so forth and so on, the debt card, you can go to the clock, the U.S. national debt clock. I get the site for you one. You'll see where it's constantly going up and down. It's like clockwork. It's constantly ticking like seconds. But anyway, let me get back to the subject. So with that being said, you understand that that's the legal tender, because we had a United States note that was actually printed under the Lincoln did it, and it was actually a lawful. It was a legal tender, but it actually became a lawful money also. So you had two type of currency. You had one was legal tender and one was lawful. And with that being said, the one was backed by gold, where your rights and everything was more balanced. And when in 1932 they processed the bankruptcy of the United States Gummy Corporation, everything kind of went in another dimension, and that's when everything became, a public realm where the fiat of Federal Reserve Note was the primary currency, because the real currency had left away that was backed by gold. So with that being said, when you do set these trusts up, remember, you go to the bank and get an account. You can get it done using they general acceptance that they may let you use, because every bank got to authorize you to use their trust anyway. And some banks, they don't deal with trust, but we know the bank derive from trust. So what I'm trying to say, if you go in the bank, you got to go ahead and make a claim on the bank's head, right? And what I mean by a claim on a head, you could do it general like I'm doing at the moment, but you want to have a custodial sector of that bank, meaning like you want to operate from the trust side of that bank. You understand? Because the bank have a trust department. Matter of fact, you see in folds and different other publications, they say wealth management. That's the public, that's the private side almost. They use it for, high net worth individuals, other institutions that may be using that department for, wealth management. That be, hedge funds, family office, and so far. So when you look at high net worth individual billionaire, they don't have money in a general account that's at a bank that me and you may use. Their money is protected through the trust department. So you want to try to have your trust account established on that side of the bank. Not saying when they accept that trust account from you and they do authorize, I'm not saying it's not working on that side. What I'm saying is you want to know the difference between these banks. Every bank have a trust department. So that's the message I want to break down today. Just letting people know that, it's a lot of things dealing with trust, and I've been seeing a lot of any attorneys is gonna the other attorneys that say when they set the trust up for you, they're supposed to have certain documents that they're supposed to assist you with, but a lot of times you gotta know enough to know to have this properly done. And there are a lot of people that's actually know what they're doing that can guide you through it and get you all the way properly set up where your trust could be all the way in the the proper way doing it, meaning like you ain't forget not to implement none of your accounts, none of your land, different thing that you own, because a lot of times people get these trusts set up, they forget to put the most important thing. They might have land, they might have a property, they might have any area account that you pretty much own right now with your name, it become owned by the trust. So that could be for land, that could be for a venture, that could be for LLC that's gonna be owned through that, the venture owned through the LLC, all that become like a trust account. The trust might own another corporation or LLC or another trust. All them links gonna be tied back to a primary trust. Now I'm not here to debate and say what's the best trust. You got irrevocable trust, you got revocable trust. They got different categories of trusts that run down each level. What I'm trying to say, when you go to the bank to set that trust account up from now, you got to understand that it's two sectors of that situation, that bank. You got the trust department, you got the general side where all the public funds are being deposited and being withdrawn through people every day, and that's the money could tax you on, because that's the side that they're actually using that you didn't make a claim, because the bank is a double entry bookkeeping system that could be, monetized from any side, on the bank side, on your side. So we'll talk more about it. That's just the fundamentals to what trust is. You put the bank on notice, you make the bank as your trustee for fiduciary and all that too. So now the bank actually works for you. So the banks have a good side to, you understand it. They'll set up for intermediate purpose, where we just use the bank for our intermediate, not for to be used for the checking, where they give us all the interest fees that become the jurisdiction to tax you on your money. You see what I'm saying? Because when they give you this interest, that's a bad interest account. That's where they got the small jurisdiction stuff tax you on what they use their banking system for. So we'll go more and more about this trust derived from the banking side of things, and I just want to let you know about that today, because I want people to be real informed on what they're trying to do and what they're doing, because if you're not, they'll still run over you and let you just do things that may not be properly done. So later, JKH out.